Take us through what the past couple of days have been like for you. Not able to travel with the team. Obviously, you guys were quarantined. What have the last couple of days been like for you?
Just trying to stay in shape and watching our games, communicating with the coaches, seeing what our coverages is, just trying to keep my mind in it. You know what I mean? That's pretty much it.
Were you able to do any sort of conditioning or preparation for tonight's game at all?
Yeah, that's what I was just saying, just staying in shape, doing conditioning, and, still trying to follow game plans with the Hawks and the last game, Miami. And, like I said, just talking to the coaches, trying to see, what our coverages are, just keeping my mind in the game.
Okay, let's move over to Cameron.
Hey, Kawhi, you said you was watching the game. Could you tell me or tell us what you thought about the team's performance yesterday? A pretty gritty comeback win that they had, and then how that prepares you guys for future games in the season.
Like you said, it was a good comeback. We were down some in that first quarter, second quarter. They had a good third, and it kind of came down to the wire in that fourth. It came to a free throw game. But, with us being out, I guess you could just think that if one of us is in foul trouble or we're not having a good game that night, other guys are ready to step up, play basketball. So that's probably how it could help us down the road.
So let's move over to Shane.
Hey, Kawhi. Tonight you all had a lot of shot attempts at the rim and, in the paint in general. I think it was 38 total in the paint. As the game goes on, do you feel that all of your three-point shooting and the weapons you have is opening up that floor for everyone to get inside and create underneath the rim?
Yeah, I mean, when you have shooters on the floor and you're penetrating, trying to get to the basket, and the defense collapse and they're knocking out shots, it's hard to, want to be in that help spot again if your man keeps scoring the ball. So, you just start playing cautious of it, and, you just keep just getting downhill, and, with guys making shots, it's just opening things up for us.
Well, yeah, things certainly opening up for the Clippers, for Cole.
Calming you down and just taking back to today and how, the team rallied around you and boosted you up despite that mistake.
They really had my back. It was tough, especially we were alerted probably a few plays before. Coach let us know we didn't have any timeouts. Seeing Marcus getting trapped, and I was trying to let them know I thought it was going to be foul, and then instinct took over, and I was just calling timeout, and immediately, probably on the third time I'm yelling it, or second time I'm yelling, I knew, and I was like, oh crap! Unfortunately we ain't got fans, so I couldn't lie. It was very evident, and. It was tough. It was tough to swallow that one, especially in the point guard. I'm supposed to be, I feel, the most alert, supposed to know the situations and everything going on out there. And I had a mental lapse, but the team really, they rallied around me. They grabbed me. They picked me up, told me to continue to go, next play, knock down the ceiling free throw and move on, and that they were riding with me again tomorrow, which is today. So a great group of guys. I'm very fortunate to have them. And they're making my job easy right now, trying to fill in for Pat. Bev, while we're missing him. We hope our brother gets healthy, and we hope he's with us soon. But the team's just been trying to pick me up so I can continue to just help us move along.
Can we move over to Farbat?
Hey, Reggie, I remember a long time ago, when the Clippers had the 50-point loss to the Mavs, you had like a very interesting and grounded perspective on taking it all in. And I remember last season you said you credited some of the perspective you have in the game towards watching the show Cobra Kai, which I thought was very interesting. Are there other things like that you've taken into account, that you watch other shows or movies, or you're like, oh, I could use that into my perspective on the court?
Really just thinking. I like to watch shows. I like to read, really. As of lately, I fell in love with the Queen's Gambit with that season. Really just as tough as it is in different aspects. Dealing with the way she thinks and how she gets that mindset is not necessarily something I condone, but just continue to work on yourself mentally, try to put in those hours. For me, that's what I kind of took away, the concept that she got so well because she put in her 40,000 hours to be a pro mentally so quickly. So I'm continuing just trying to watch film. I'm continuing to try to think through the game, replay things. Even though it was a tough moment yesterday going to Miami, I had to replay it back in my head, had to go watch it and just try to find ways to be better. So I'm always just trying to find ways to take concepts from books and apply it into life.
Well, hey there, Reggie with 10 points, 4 of 7 from the field tonight, but still talking about the timeout from the night before. The mistake and the mental error obviously didn't impact the final score in that game, but something he learned from and can apply later on.
Well, what I would say to Reggie's credit, you need to forget about that play. First of all, I know you did. Your teammates rally around you. But one special thing that Reggie said, he is the leader on the floor. He's an extension of the coach. And so he shouldn't be the one to make those type of mistakes. And he totally understood that. But I credit him really stepping up, letting everyone know exactly the reason and move on from it. And then tonight he came and did a great job by running the team, limiting his mistakes, but more importantly, being a professional out on the basketball court.
Well, yeah, and talk about stepping up tonight. You know who stepped up? Actually, the entire Clipper defense tonight. It is time to revisit Call Your Shot. Here was the Call Your Shot for tonight. Nikola Vucevic has 13 double-doubles in 19 games this season. He will not record a double-double tonight. Corey, what was your answer?
I said that he would. And you know what? I give the Clippers a lot of credit for really neutralizing him, this entire game. He had 10 points, 4 rebounds at halftime. So I'm like, of course he's going to get 6 rebounds. But you know what? The man Serge, a blocker, I'm going to call him a blocker, but he continued to put pressure on Vucevic every single possession down the floor. He completely frustrated him. He got a technical foul during the game because it was a play down with Serge Ibaka. He did get fouled on that play, but no call. Sometimes it happens in the game of basketball. But this Clippers team, they're finding a way to take out the team's best player by playing them very aggressive, and they did a good job of that tonight.
Yeah, as you mentioned, kind of the frustration boiling over, not getting the calls, not getting the shots that he wanted. 10-6 is what he finished with after 10-4 at the half. So the Clippers shutting him down in the second half. What does head coach Ty Lue think about the Clippers' victory tonight? Well, we hear from him coming up after this break. PG, big in his return for the Clippers tonight. Clippers Live is presented by Nissan. Choose on Twitter using the hashtag NBA All-Star and hashtag the player's first and last name. Voting ends on February 16th. All right, Clippers win it tonight, 116-90. In Orlando, back-to-back W's. What does head coach Ty Lue think about the win? Here he is at the podium.
Hey, Ty, congrats on the win tonight. Simply put, how does it have, when you have Paul George and Kawhi Leonard tonight, how do they make the game so much easier for basically everybody else, on a back-to-back like this?
I think on the night where, guys were a little tired, I think just having their presence was big for us. It was huge. And just making plays for everybody else, making the game easy. When teams double-team Kawhi or PG on the post-ups or pick and roll, it just makes it easier because, our guys are getting open shots. So we need those guys tonight. I thought our guys were a little tired, but was able to fight through it.
Okay, let's move over to Farbot.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
One of the things I noticed was in the second quarter, for a brief moment, you kind of ran with the full bench, and then after that, you decided to stagger Paul George, Nicholas Batum, and Kawhi. How much time do you usually take when you decide, okay, we're not going to run that again? Like, what's the leeway you usually give?
With PG coming back, he was tired, and he had a little minute restriction, so we weren't able to do the full stagger in that first half. So, like I said, I was on me just as far as the lineups that we had out there. And I think they were scoring too easy, and they went on a hell of a run. So in the second half, coming out in that third quarter, I just decided to get PG out a lot earlier so that way we can get him back. And that kind of helped us get our rotations back in order. So, that first half was on me with PG being on the minutes restriction. How to do a better job in the second half of just, cutting down some other guys' minutes.
No problem. I appreciate you letting me know.
Yeah.
Let's move over to
Ty, you were just talking about PG maybe being a little tired, but were you even surprised as how much spring he had in his step after being in the house since Monday with that big dunk? And what did you see in Kawhi coming off of that break too?
Yeah, that's what kind of hurt us in that first quarter. We got Kawhi and PG both out, and we haven't done it in a long stretch. But with those guys, being gone for 7 days, we wanted to be cautious. We didn't want to run Kawhi 12 straight minutes, and we know we